Jarrod, great start to the season for Huonville. 0-3, obviously a massive test today, but where's the improvement come this year from last year?
As I mentioned last week, I'd say it's our youth and our speed. We've got 5 or 6 new blokes to the team, mostly from Kingborough. Callum Rawson off half back has added a lot to our team, and all our other new fellas are really quick. So I'd say just adding that speed. We were good in tight last year, but we needed that outside run, and I'd say our new blokes have really added that. So probably a lot where our improvements come from is that area.
And how exciting is it to be taking on Claremont, obviously sitting on top of the ladder, premiership favourites at the moment, having beaten Lindisfarne and obviously New Norfolk, which you guys did as well. So that must be a great test for you this weekend.
Yeah, really excited. I can't wait till Saturday to play these boys. Obviously, we beat New Norfolk, as you said last week, which we didn't do last year. So we're heading in the right direction, and we're full of confidence at the moment. And the biggest test will be tomorrow against these blokes.
What are you going to get when you come up against Claremont? What do you know you're going to get?
Just a hard contest. They win the ball really well. They spread really well. They've got great run off half back. This year they've obviously got a few new blokes up in their forward line. So we know that our back line's going to have their hands full for sure tomorrow. So as long as we can contain them, we think we're in with a shot.
In your role, do you have someone specific you normally match up with Claremont? Or?
Not really. We back our on-ballers to go head-to-head with any team we play against. So our ruckman this year, Reece Ward, he was there last year as well, is just improving every week, and I'd say he's one of the best ruckmen in the comp at the moment. So we really play an aggressive brand in the guts. We don't usually match up too much. We back ourselves in to win the footy first.
You had an impressive win last week, but just looking from the outside, it looks like you didn't have any big input from Michael Paul, so that's also a positive because he's such a dominating player.
The big fella is, yep. He'll tell you, he didn't have a great game last week, but again, that's a positive. Last year, we probably relied on Mick to kick 5 goals, even though it was probably 5 goals 10 most weeks. We relied on him to kick a bag, and this year we don't. So, I mean, we moved him on ball in the last quarter, and he dominated. He moves like a ballerina for a man of his size. But yeah, it's fantastic we can get the win these days, even without Mick dominating.
And down the other end, I mean, Claremont got a really potent forward line. There was a lot of Jack last year, but now they're back Nick Clayton and a few other guys. Luke Potter as well, obviously. Yep. So there's plenty of options down there you have to be wary of.
Exactly, and we know that's probably their strength, probably the best forward line in the competition. So it probably starts with us midfielders as well, trying to stop the delivery to these guys, trying to put a lot of pressure on and making the kicks not be lace out to their forwards. And our back 6 or 7 definitely know they're in for a tough week tomorrow.
I want to start with you, Jack. Different role for you this year. I think correct me if I'm wrong, you were the leading goal kicker last year, but now a different role for you this season.
Yeah, well, it's a very different. It is a different role, playing everywhere really. Kimmy brought a new thing to the team, and we're trying to change it up. We're trying to be a bit different where we want to play people and try people in different spots. So yeah, we're very happy. It's thrown on the half back, half forward, through the midfield also. So I'm happy to play anywhere at Claremont.
You enjoying that variety?
It is, yeah. Just changing it up a little bit so teams can't try and see where we're at. And I think I'm enjoying it half back, and I can try to control the boys down there and have the whole game in front of me, and almost trying to be a leader out there as well. So it's easy to be a leader from half back as well.
What do you expect from Huonville?
Well, they're very hard at the ball, like Jarrod said, and I think they've got Mick Paul, Jarrod, and Callum Rawson from, I think he come from Kingborough last year. He's a TSL player, so I think there's a few players we have to watch out for, but I think we're just going to back our boys in to beat them one-on-one and go from there.
You mentioned before you're playing a bit of half-back. Is there any chance you'll get the job of Mick Paul, do you think? Or?
Well, we're not sure. We're just going to have our back 6, and like every week we just leave it to our backs to pick up the right matchups, and we'll go from there. So really, he's a big man. He can turn our game around in his head, so we'll see how much impact he has in the game and go from there.
And obviously yourselves as well, great start to the season, 4-0. You've set the benchmark so far.
Yeah, we're very pleased with where we're at. We've got I think we've got 7 young fellas that are under 20 that have stood up and are playing great football. So we're very pleased with that, and just trying to stay complacent and go from game to game. We've got a big test this week, so that'll tell us where we're at.
Sorry, I forgot to check before. Is Nathan Brown back at this?
Brownie's back at this.
Yeah.
Brownie played last week, and I think he will play this week. So hopefully he's right to go.
He's just sort of building into it, I suppose.
Yeah, so just slowly building into it. He nicked his hamstring, and I think he got through training all week this week, and I think he's ready to go. Yeah, should be full of strength. So it'll be a big test for us.
Terrific.
How did you find Sorrell last week, Jack?
Sorrell was a great test for us. I don't think we went in with our heads screwed on. So they put immense pressure on us in the first half, and we didn't weather the storm, and we got a good talk to, changed a couple of things up, and come back out after half time, and just went back to basics, played easy football, and went from there. So I think we need to go into games a bit more concentrated and ready for any task that any team throws at us.
Just looking at the results to date so far this season, obviously the competition looks a bit more even than what it has been in past years. That's obviously good for all the competitors.
Yeah, the SFL comp this year's, I think it's went from leaps and bounds, and we're absolutely happy with it. I think there's 4 or 5 sides this year that can almost win the flag. So from week to week, you don't know what you're going to come up against. So I think this week will be a good test against Huonville to see where they're at. We've played Norfolk, Lindisfarne, and shown where they've been at. So this week will be another good test for us.
Sorry, Jarrod, do you know the last time Huonville beat you in Norfolk?
I think someone at the club said it was only the second time possibly in history, or
Right.
possibly the first time that the reserves and seniors have both beaten in Norfolk. So yeah, it's a good step, I guess, in our club.
Yeah. It's a big thing to tick off, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure, and that was the goal going into last week. We've got a lot more depth this year. Last year we didn't have as much depth, so our twos struggled a bit, but we're really confident we've got a squad of 30, 35 blokes that can probably play senior football this year, so that's translating into our twos and overlapping, and it's a good sign of a successful club, I guess, if your twos are winning as well as your seniors.
When was the last time Huonville beat Claremont?
I can't tell you that, to be honest. It's only my second year at the club. We didn't beat them last year.
Close last year.
Yeah, we had a couple really tight, close games last year. Not sure when the last time was, but hopefully if you ask me that next week, I can say a couple of days ago.
Good response.
Yeah.
All good? All good. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
All right, that's great.